How's it going, everybody? Agent Zion here, Artificery League, Top 8, Season 9. Statements out of order, and we're seeing the roll-off for Vika playing Dooku 2000 against Ivanhood playing the mill deck. He wins the roll-off, doesn't even need the help from taking ground, and he's going to go with the occupied city battlefield, which I still do prefer, but that's contentious. All right, so no one likes playing against Mill, but if you have to play against Mill, you're probably not too upset if you get to do it with Dooku 2000. The level of consistency is insane, and just the ability to crank out damage is almost unparalleled, especially when you're not having to attach anything to a character that's going to die, like Mother Talzin. She could occasionally just get one shot in other matchups, but when you're taking all those dice and you're going to keep hold of them the entire time, those force speeds become very, very scary. Ivanhood does not have rend, doesn't have any way to really take care of force speed, so he's going to be needing to do a lot of preemptive mitigation, at least in this first game, depending on how well that force speed rolls. I'm not super thrilled about Fifth Brother Lightsaber, which is the lightsaber you can see up in Vika's hand. I'll just mouse it over that for us all real quick. Need a refresher. There we go. Hey, all right. Now we can bring that up. So, not incredible. If he can resolve it, then it's going to deal a little bit of extra damage, but it's not terribly inspiring. I am a little more inspired by the energy bow, and as far as Ivanhood is concerned, this opening hand is pretty decent. Hidden Motive is great against Dooku. Pacify is great against Talzin when she rolls out. I am not incredibly thrilled that he just snap played Force Meditation rather than dropping the Suppressive Fire and then picking up an extra dollar with Yoda. But, uh, that just is what it is. I personally would have preferred to keep the cash and try to catch Force Meditation on the back end. And we have a massively odd deck, of course, out of Vika. Doing a quick run through here, I see two Ancients, two Force Speeds as the only even cards. So, Talzin's going to hit until that deck is gone. With that Force Speed, it also is not unlikely that Vika is going to pick up battlefield control and get out from underneath the occupied city. So we're going to see 3 damage go in right now because he doesn't need to be weird about anything. And Vika is making the right decision, like the good player he is, and throwing that damage on Leia. I'm not sure why Force Meditation ended up on Leia here. If Leia is the only credible threat you have against this deck with how reliable Dooku is, adding 2 resources worth of upgrade on her isn't great, in my opinion. So she's definitely going to take 6 damage here, out from underneath the Hidden Motive and that Suppressive Fire that just never got to play. And it looks like she's actually going to take 5, get shot up to 8. 1 Force Speed special means that Leia's dead on a Dooku rollout going into the next round. He's going to keep an extra dollar. Say 4 is as good as 5 here. I don't agree with that. I think he should have done the extra 1 and just gone straight for the kill shot. But he is going to lose a solid 5 cards off the top of his deck. We'll see if keeping that extra dollar was the right move. Unyielding was a pretty big loss. Overcomes Force Illusions. And Ancient Lightsaber is also a pretty big loss. Especially in the later game where it's really difficult to get those last cards out of hand. EMP Grenade's probably going to get tossed. I would assume. Because even though you're going to want to keep that for Yoda to have that extra discard side, I don't know if he can afford to keep the dead card in his hand one round. Might just end up keeping it just because Leia is so close to death. That's a hard call. I'd probably get rid of it to try to buy Leia another round. Field Medic is going to be a little bit helpful in that regard. And the only relevant card in Vika's hand gets played out, which is that other energy bow. I guess the overconfidence could be relevant, but who's really counting here? That force jump is not likely to be incredibly useful under the threat of a force speed. He controls battlefield. He could have made him make the choice to do a suppressive fire there. And I actually missed that card, but I'm not going to go back and look at it. I want to give up any information. I can look at this. Ah, unluckiness. All right. Oh, with no force speed special, I think you're safe to roll out Yoda first here. But almost no matter what he rolls, and that is not the roll you want to see. Shield side, 2 shield sides and a discard. I think the next move is just to snap Field Medic. Need to snap Field Medic here to try to get ahead of the damage that's coming, because you get to suppressive fire 1 Dooku die. You can Field Medic, and then you can Hidden Motive or Way of the Light. Trying to reroll, I think, is a waste of an action, because as it stands, with Vika searching for that force speed special, that force jump only saves 2 health at a maximum anyway, under these conditions. So I think you just Field Medic. Try to get Leia in a safe spot for the rest of the round. You have 2 shield sides you can put on an emergency. But that is an uncommonly good roll for Leia. Mike is going to get one more reroll, or he's going to make the choice to overconfidence, which I don't really agree with, because if he's going to intend to reroll anyway, then that Yoda special basically does the same thing. Or not the Yoda special, but the Yoda discard. I think rerolling here is the way to go. Get that force speed special. I don't agree with that play, but we'll see how that turns out. And yep, discard gone. And I still see no reason why he doesn't just Field Medic. With no force speed special, you can Field Medic here, and then suppressive fire Way of the Light, and then still have Hidden Motive as a backup. And Leia at 5 HP with a shield, much more survivable than Leia with 7 HP. You have no method to affect any other change for the rest of the round. I don't think discarding here was the right move. I think just resolving those damage sides. Yes, you might give up a modified side on the one other energy bow. That thing's rolling like garbage anyway, and you don't care. Nothing looks thrilling. Hidden Motive here. I think Way of the Light on the force speed is the right move. I think you Way of the Light on force speed, then you can suppress a fire, um, and either play or hold on to the hidden mode, depending on how well Dooku. You're gonna suppress a fire one of those dice. The other one, you Way of the Light it. And Vika has battlefield control. You can make him utilize the suppressifier period before processing Dooku's activation. So yeah, that's the only way you get to actually take care of a Dooku. Not sure why he's not just resolving the damage, which is a mild mistake. Very mild. No resources up. He knows Ivanhood's deck list. What was I saying suppressifier for? Ugh. I got caught up on the resource expenditure. Got that it was going to cost an extra dollar. But as it stands, Leia lives for another round. I think it's correct here to play the hidden motive, of course, on Dooku. And you get a free discard out of it. Alternatively, he could just resolve the Yoda discard. Take away that card, lock him into only doing 6 damage. Leia stays alive with 2 health. Or 1 health. And you can swap Force Meditation and Yoda to 2 focus and take 4 off the top of the deck. Give Yoda a shield. And you get to hang on to your EMP grenades. And then that leaves 9 cards left total for Vika. Walked right into that. Proper sequencing there was either to resolve all of that melee first, or all of the range prior to the Dooku rollout, because it's the same number of actions either way. Or understand that the one free thing that your opponent can do is much more effective at taking care of one die than it is. Leia is essentially only lost 1 health this round, and she's picking up a shield regardless. We're not gonna. Looks like Ivanhood is opting probably to pick up another dollar. So trading a card for $1, using with 10 cards remaining. The same number of rounds. General, if he can resolve either Leia's power action or a solid 2 discard side next. How that math works out. Taking $1 helps keep Leia alive. And I really disagree with not taking at least 1 card there off the deck. Really disagree with not taking at least 1 card. Six in deck with at least, with the 1 ancient lightsaber. That's I probably would have taken 2 off the top. And there is the ancient. No Talzin help. Very, very unlucky Talzin activity here. It's 2 out of the 4, 2 out of 3 rounds. But that 4 speed special hit right away. 4 speed special hit right away. We're going to see a Maul's lightsaber come down for 2. Doesn't have any way he can do anything about that force jump looming over his head. But it may just not matter. Not with that force speed. I think Ivanhood has to beguile here. Reroll the force speed, and then maybe blank it out, or maybe remove it. Remove it, blank out one of the talismans. Or if you know he's going to be end up re-rolling anyway, you could just remove one of talismans and blank out the force speed. Reduces the maximum damage in the round. Because if this reroll kind of backfires, like this reroll is definitely going to happen. But if he just hits the nuts on it, that's 6 damage versus 8 damage is certainly relevant. 8 damage will kill Leia even with a field medic. 6 damage will not. Not even the force jump really helps you. You would have to take a shield and flip a die, which loses him some serious value on that Yoda. He's going to want to get EMP grenades down this round in preparation for next. Or Senate Chamber. I would probably opt for the Senate Chamber. Yeah, there we go. For that, and gonna see a force jump get utilized on Dooku's die, more than likely. I can think of no compelling reason to use it on Mauls. Not sure if that other resource is relevant. I'm also not sure whether taking a shield on Leia would be good, but with 6 cards in deck, you need to take one of those cards immediately. Because if Vika gets to go into next round, that 6th card is going to be in the deck, and it's guaranteed to be odd. I guess not guaranteed. Where's that other? Oh yeah, the force speed. Yep, was last round. One on top this round is Ancient Lightsaber. Now he's gonna have to use the Senate Chamber action. Preventative measure for Dooku's die off this reroll. So Vika may as well reroll now to force the force jump die out of the pool. Yeah, no, that's dumb. I don't think it matters either way. I don't think it matters the direction he goes here. I think it matters that he doesn't wait until Ivanhood gets a chance to re-roll the force jump. To re-roll his own dice. And like we'll get one more roll. Doesn't represent something that bears responding to. You see that last card ripped out of hand. Force jump removed to switch force meditation over to special, and then a roll on the Senate chamber. Just see what he can get there. We're looking at 4 cards off the top. Is very, very lucky that worked out to where he can get that. Will turn off Towson. Knows there's essentially no way he's going to resolve that Maul's lightsaber this round. May as well just get your 3 damage. And you're just going to have to fight to keep hold of your last 2 cards. At this point, even I think you might just reroll Mauls too. Hope for a base side. Leia will go up to 9 damage, but if coming out of Senate Chamber rolls out, the focus could work itself out in such a way. But Senate Chamber, I guess there's still a chance at Leia lethal here. He has to use this action either to take a card from his hand, or I'm sorry, not from his hand. Take 2 cards off the deck. That'll leave him with 5 in hand, and still leave Senate Chamber as a viable commando raid target to take 3 out. Or his Senate Chambers here forces him to discard the card, and then if Dooku rolls melee damage coming back off the rip, then you're locked into utilizing Leia's power action. Leaving him 4 cards left with Commando Raid, but a dead Leia. Oh. For some reason I thought that was high ground. You have the high ground? My God. Cannot believe I've been overlooking that for I don't even know how long this round. But yeah, Leia dead. Leia taking 2 cards. 4 cards left in hand for Vika. Senate Chamber power action / Yoda focus is going to end up taking 3 of them. And so Vika is just going to be fighting through 10 HP worth of Yoda. It is not even worth rolling out the Senate Chamber. I wouldn't even resolve a resource here. You want battlefield control. You need to start off your next round with a field medic. Or a Yoda rollout, more likely. Yep. You absolutely throw away those EMP grenades. You do not have the actions to actually get them out on the field. And any discard side from Yoda is as good as your EMP grenade. absolutely have to hang on to the commando raid, and that hit and run is just too late. Mitigation is slim pickings here. Force jump, not incredibly useful, but the shields you can get off of a Yoda die might be slightly useful, depending on how this round goes. Unyielding can just walk right through it, though. We see absolutely no help from Yoda. A 4-speed special here pretty much just seals it off. And yeah, going to be forced to hidden mode of a 4-speed special. Then I absolutely do not agree with that. That was very strange. Very, very strange. Now you hidden motive something. I don't know. I guess it kind of worked. Yeah, no, it works out the same either way. It's just a weird looking way to go about that. See why you wouldn't hidden motive Dooku's die. Hidden motive Dooku's die. Dooku changes a card. That was pretty suspect, I think. Now it's going to be a struggle to get Senate Chamber to the discard side, I think. We have hidden motive and then one force jump utilization. But you have to roll out Senate Chamber here. And then grab a dollar with Yoda and flip Senate Chamber's die. So the question now becomes, does Vika know that Commando raise? You have a gut feeling about it. If he does, then he might just overconfidence, Senate Chamber die, and the Force Jump die. Relatively happy with whichever one goes away. So, in the interest of not revealing what he has in hand, he's just going to go ahead and do a re-roll. Kicks the can down the road. Now Vika has to make the decision. With the benefit of full and perfect game knowledge, I think overconfidence on Senate Chamber and Force Jump probably good here. then follow that up with a focus thereafter, which forces the Senate Chamber action to be used to remove either Yoda or the Senate Chamber die, which locks Ivanhood out of playing the commander raid. So for the cost of one card, you end up with another round. Get damage. With Unyielding still in hand. Now you absolutely overconfident. You overconfident so hard here. No, you don't. No, you don't. You just go into the next round with Battlefield. Yeah. If you don't spend a card, you're not at risk of losing. And will Unyielding go away? Yes, it will. That's both Unyieldings. Best card that Ivanhood could draw would be Force Illusion. With no force speed to worry about, I think. You just keep the field medic. Field medic Force Illusion is an extra 5 health for Yoda. No Force Illusion. Gets that mind trick that we saw earlier off the top. Help at least somewhat, but this is guaranteed to be the final round. Unless some very, very, very weird things happen. It's going to be the final round. Like forcing out the mind trick, which is immaterial because he's got 2 base sides. That is GG. Call it. Just kind of waiting. We'll see. Searching for a way out. Okay, if he does group it up improperly. And we're going over into game 2. That was super close. 1,000 doing him no favors. And then this is the part that's interesting to me in this matchup is the choice for Battlefield. Those shields are incredibly relevant for Ivanhood, I think. And he might just forego Occupied City. Especially in person. If you can read someone's body language, which doesn't really translate at all over TTS, if you can see like them kind of moving things around their hand, you think they have turn round 1 like dice to play out, you might just take your Occupied City. But if they're not looking too happy with what they see and they're ship a full 5 back, then maybe you kind of roll the dice and take the extra health. Yoda behaving a little bit more towards expectations here. At odds. Gone. And there's a 2 of, too. See it played in the last game. Might not see it played this game. And if Ivanhood feels like he can be aggressive with the play, see a lot of cards go off the top of the deck. Very swift. See 4 off the deck and 2 out of hand. Oh, that even cost card right on top. That's brutal. That hurts. 4 off the deck, 2 out of hand. Not a very threatening board state. Got Pacify for Dooku. Even drop down the Senate chamber. See what you can get. Ancient, the critical card. And that's both dice. Gone. There's an argument to be made for leading off with the Ancient instead of the Energy Bow. So, not sure what the decision-making process was there, other than threaten or base sides with Dooku by keeping a dollar up and not need to re-roll. I think that was more of an opportunity cost, hoping not to get everything ripped out of your hand. Ivanhood says, you got nothing. You got 1 focus. I've got Pacify. I might take another 2 damage this round, but not threatened. Yeah, you just snap Pacify here. Oh, I don't agree with that. You want to spend your cards, man. Want to spend those cards. 2 things. Get the Pacify out of your hand. Give it some value. You have to Pacify here. Absolutely have to. Now, if you want to make him pay $1 because you don't want to see him maul's lightsaber, like, okay. Now I can get behind that. I'm not sure why you would pacify the 3 there, but not the turn earlier. Very strange sequence. $2. $2 and 2 more off the deck. No reason not to take both modes there. Drop down the Force Illusion on Leia. Sure, you'll lose 1 card off your deck. Vika remembers the trigger, but you got good use out of 4 cards in hand. And a round 1 Senate Chamber, which feels really good. Really, really good. Does Vika remember the trigger? Yes, he does. Not super thrilled to see Force Meditation go, I guess. But it also saves you from making a bad decision. Because even with Leia as the target, with the Force Illusion on her, she is better to put Force Meditation down on it. because you already might just get Yoda swapped over because of that Force illusion. But Unyielding in hand would probably keep him kind of laser focused on Leia. A grip just full of mitigation and a hidden motive, or not a hidden motive, but a hit and run in a more timely fashion. Now we're up to a 40% success rate with Mother Talisman activate. No force speed to go with Yoda, though. What you really want with your hit and run is what it is. None of these dice, except for Maul's and Fifth Brother, are going to give you better than a 40% chance on that hidden motive dice. Fine. Vika playing around Mind Trick. Using the hidden motive on Talisman's die was a very good way to represent Mind Trick. I don't see anything of use or import at all in Vika's hand except for that Unyielding. If Ivanhood overplays what he has and gets a little too greedy, a little too aggressive, we might see the overconfidence played on Leia dice, but that doesn't seem likely. I think Ivanhood is going to navigate this turn pretty well. I don't foresee any problems with him. As well, you may as well suppress the fire here. You can use two-way of the lights if you absolutely need to. I don't think you do need to. Could. Because that would be not a terrible way to bait rerolls. I think Vika just, once he resolves this focus, which I think he'll do, I think he just chalks this round up as pretty much a loss. I don't see him throwing away any more cards. Certainly don't agree with him throwing away any more cards on this because the values on those dice are so bad. Sure as shit don't play a you don't roll another time. Already thrown away 50 or I'm sorry 40% of your hand to reroll for 0 damage twice. If you want to look at it like that and not try to get trapped in a throwing good money after bad type situation, just think how many cards, how many free Leia dice am I going to give my opponent? Those types of situations. The answer here looks like one more because we're going to reroll that very threatening stuff. It's pretty much immaterial, though. I don't agree with that overconfidence at all. Because you're not really saving. I think you're saving one card out of deck. How it works out because of Senate Chamber. You don't. If you only really care about unyielding in your hand, you need to be drawing up into more dice. You need the 4 speeds. You need sort of damage die to go along. This is another like thinking process that's pretty easy to read as a mill player. You see someone thinking about throwing a card away, thinking about re-rolling, running through the math, doing all that. You know, do I want to protect this card, this other last card in my hand, or not? Pretty good indicator that you want to go after that card. And in this situation, going after that card uh, costs you nothing. It says, okay, I can get 2 out of hand or 2 off the deck with this Yoda flip a die. And if I saw someone making that decision, working through it, and then especially like falling down on the side of keeping that second card in hand, yeah, I'll take it out of your hand. Ugh. I mean, I guess as it's, I made the right call there, knowingly or unknowingly. Just a tiny bit of reprieve for Vika. Gonna have at odds and a force or energy bow. Flip side, the mind tricks are in hand, and there is a lot of Leia health to chew through. Well, clearly you swap over that Talzin die to ranged and threaten 4. I just see a Beguile here. Beguile to reroll energy bow, blank out Talzin, remove Talzin. It's not terrible. Doesn't solve any of your Dooku problems, but 4 damage versus possible 6. 4 damage on board versus possible 6. If Yoda just gets chunked for 4 here, could be a problem. Mind Trick isn't going to get a whole lot of value this round regardless. I guess the Senate Chamber can be used on that Force Speed die. Take care of things. But the choice to unyielding is interesting. There's an argument to be made to slip 4 in under the Force illusion. I don't think it's a good argument. Some people will do that just to put the pressure on, try to whittle more cards away with Occupied City to the point where Force Illusion is not viable. But 15 cards in deck left for Ivanhood doesn't seem likely. I certainly don't know. I don't know why he's trying to make Unyielding work like that. You need 4 damage off of 2 dice. You need one of your Dooku dice to roll base damage. This is a what? Like what? I'm gonna misspeak. I'm gonna feel like. Yeah. It's a 56% success rate to even be able to threaten Unyielding. And he walked right into the mind trick he was so careful about previously. Halfway through the deck, he had to figure the odds of Ivanhood having one of those mind tricks was ish. And that's a pretty decent split there. Threatening 4 damage either way. Smart move for Ivanhood here is to take away the Dooku and the Thousand Focus. Because you can Force Illusion all 4 of the range damage. But Leia will take at least one more damage to the dome off of the right side pile there. And you can't control if your opponent chooses to go after Yoda here, but that damage works out the same way. Ivanhood ran those numbers, comes to the same conclusion. Pretty good. Super hard decision point here. Super difficult. A no damage round, but it looks like he's going to play the unyielding. Get in there. Makes a certain amount of sense, I suppose. I still don't know if I agree with it. Looking at the 2-die minimum, 3-die minimum now, still. Gave up a card to do it. Knowing that he doesn't care about Deflect or Witch Magic, though, you could just play at odds here. I'll lay a die and force him to give up a bit of value out of what he can take off of the deck if he decides to go for the 2 cards. And by leaving 2 cards in hand, that does make it another choice. Let's get a deck count here. So 13 cards total left. Gonna see 4 go away, leaving 9. Ooh. Damage from hand gone, damage dice gone. Difficult stuff. Rise Again, though. Rise Again could pull one of those upgrades back out of the discard pile. I don't think he would do that. And he's got Maul's lightsaber in hand. Threatening only 2 damage across 4 dice on a 1,000 empowered rollout. Not a great path to victory. Just see a pacify here, and if I can plays the Maul's lightsaber, Yoda will roll out. Or Leia, either one. And no matter what the situation, he's got Beguile and Mind Trick money. Plus a Senate Chamber power action. Probably just going to go ahead and call this one in favor of Ivanhood right now. No way for Vika to interact with Ivanhood's dice this round. That 2 focus threatens a lot of hurt. A lot of hurt. Guile here, I think. Yeah. Reroll Dooku, blank Dooku, or yeah, reroll Dooku, blank Maul, remove Dooku. I think he should have at least Mind Trick. Like Mind Trick is the easy option that you can take. Snap, do it. But you let him resolve Mauls for any sort of effect, and it's just gonna come right back. You're gonna end up having to deal with it again. Yeah, you still do have Beguile money, still do have Mind Trick money. But it works out in a weird way where if the worst of the worst case scenarios happen, you might not have Commando Raid money. Mind Trick now for sure. Or Beguile. Both about. Beguile's probably better overall. But if you're playing against a weaker opponent, you can here. And most people would probably just leave the piles as they are on the screen, I think. And you can just take all three on the left side, and then they resolve 3 damage. You know, they don't have any free mitigation, and you got your 2 focus sitting there. You can do a lot of hurt with that. Take 3 out of hand and 2 off the deck. I think you've done that. I don't know. Doesn't matter. Point is, I don't think we're going to be seeing. Well, we might see a Talisman activation or a Talisman ability. Getting that at odds off the bottom is pretty important, just because you don't want it messing with your sequencing or messing with how your round is going to go. You don't want to have to swap from being able to threaten something on a hand, being able to threaten it off the deck with just Yoda. If Leia does just bite the bullet. And so Senate, yeah, Senate Chamber to remove Senate Chamber to swap one of those Yoda dice to special wins. Yoda, yeah, Yoda off the top, swap Leia power action. Got the win on board. I don't know why he's throwing away cards. Get there, but it can be hard to see sometimes. Fine. There it is. He definitely sees it now. Should see it now. What is he doing? What are you doing? This is unnecessary. Please tell me, like, okay, you can't ask for any. It can't be any more clear, right? All right, there we go. And game 3 is going to have 32 minutes left on the clock. Now Vika has the choice to make. He might not want to give him shield. Especially if he gets a bunch of those dice cards in his hand right off the rip. 2 energy bows, 2 force speeds. You know, maybe you don't take Rift Valley. Or maybe you do take Rift Valley. I think you take Rift Valley here regardless. Just because you have odd cards, opponent doesn't. Definitely a start Vika wants to see. I would probably throw that binds all things back. Why keep that? That is unnecessary. You always have a pile of money, Vika. Alright. We see Flames of the Past, which is less likely to be kept in hand. Anything else, but he does get his force speed to set up for the hit and run and raid plays. I don't know why you wouldn't just play the force speed. What are you doing with Yoda? What are you doing with Yoda that's so important that you can't put a force speed on this guy? I really disagree with that bind ult. Ugh. Play that energy bow, and then you lose your hand. Enjoy. No reason why you wouldn't just take the cards out of it. Your mitigation, I don't think Ivanhood's mitigation in this position is good enough to try to bait rerolls, and then swap over to um, the power action. I think you just rip the two out of hand. Got a money up as it. Don't want any surprises. It's not likely that it was an energy bow up there, second energy bow, but if it was, that would have been really brutal. Definitely seeing that be a 4 speed. And smart money here's Beguile. I think you have to Beguile. Reroll the 4 speed. Blank and remove Talisman Dice. Don't know why he's not throwing 4 speed away. Or why he's throwing 4. I don't know why he's throwing 4 speed away. I think you have to hidden motive. Oh, okay. I sure. I mean, how much do you hate the 4 speed? Yeah, you've got hidden motive still in hand, but dear God, that's a price to pay, especially since you're going to lose you're going to hidden motive here, and then Vika's going to claim, and you're going to lose your Yoda focus. Now you don't want to pitch Beguile or Way of the Light. You had to do nothing. You both had basically do nothing turns, except you did take some cards. You took 4 damage in return. Now you have to throw away like these critical key pieces of removal. If it doesn't pay off, then SOL. You'll get 2 more cards. At odds is a critical card to get off the top of the deck. I'm not going to disagree with that, but that Flames of the Past. Gotta do what you gotta do. 23 cards left. Like, now this is the point where he's gonna say, well, you know what? I get to play Heirloom for 2. Keep unyielding money up. What are you talking about? That was a bad decision. I'm just gonna snap back with him right now and say, why the fuck do you play the second binds? Why are you just handing cards out for free? How many more upgrades do you think you're gonna play in this game? Boom. And now you can't get out ahead of the force jump. Play binds. They're just paying for your heirloom like honest. Play the other 4 speed. Oh, eh, yeah, alright. A lot of damages. Many damages. Why you don't pay 2 to get rid of a 4 speed in round 1? If you hadn't have done that, you would have Beguile money. You would have been able to roll out the 4 speed die. Game is a shit show. I don't know what's happening. Certainly don't know why he's going to resolve his other Yoda die here. That doesn't seem great. But Leia takes 4. Leia takes 4. Leia's not going to take any more damage this round. Correct move here is Suppressifier. Just to have the option in case you get hit by a God roll. Vika apparently forgot how to God roll in this game. But it can still happen. 9 damage threatened. Only 4 of which maximum would get through off of the Beguile to follow, but Suppressifier, that only 2 gets through. Small edges, so Beguile has to happen here, right? You want to bait rerolls in this position. Or bait a reroll. Could just weigh the light the heirloom, but Beguile's the way to go. You can reroll Energy Bow. That thing's garbage. Get that thing unresolvable. Blank out Talzin. Remove heirloom. Like I'm a prophet. At least pay the fucking 4 speed. Don't throw away the 4 speed on why you would. Keeps mousing over it. Giving me the I don't like where his head's at concerning his own 4 speed. I think you just claim here. Get rid of the Leia die. Make it hard. Four speed, suppressive fire, 1 shield, 1 money. Looking for a mind trick off this next round. Leia with 6 health virtually remaining. Other unyielding. Power of the Force might be relevant if he picks up a 4 speed. Ancient will help. Well, he'll have options. Or unyielding. Or not, either unyielding or Power of the Force. But work out. And you could just play the Ancient. Ivanhood got that mind trick. Got another Flames of the Past. No commando raid, but he does have the hit and run. Just rip cards. I think there's 2 even cards left in this deck. And that is incredibly threatening. We will see the mind trick here. Or Suppressifier, Wave of Light. Sure. Suppressifier, Dooku, Way of the Light, Ancient, or Dooku. Probably Dooku. And then Vika will roll out Talzin. Switch around that heirloom. And then you get to mind trick that. And you walk out of this round probably, like overwhelmingly probably, Leia still lives. Way of the Light is the way to be here. You can't rip all 4 cards out. Oh, yeah, you can. Yeah, you can. Okay, no, he's fine. It's still a completely unnecessary amount of damage to have to take here. Completely unnecessary that he's going to take 6 damage to the dome. Will kill Leia. He needs the Way of the Light. You hid and ran. All right, you bought your action. Good. But this round needs to end with you Way of the Lighting. Or yeah, your turn needs to end with a Way of the Light. Unless he does some weird thing with Force Jump, which I guess he's doing. 3 out of 4 is not good enough. Unless you can get 4 out of 4 here. Strange. It's a very strange way to go about this round. Unless there's like both overconfidence already gone. Oh, okay. Once again, we see. I don't know shit. All right. This is going to be a really painful mind trick. But Leia is going to take 4 regardless. Mind trick, take the melee. Vika deals 4. Ivanhood does something, probably take a bunch of cards out of hand. Vika swaps or focuses heirloom to 3. You can just pile it up. I think you pile heirloom and all of Towson's dice plus that energy bow into one pile. Have the 6 damage melee hanging out in the other. We'll see the force jump get used on the heirloom. And then Vika will claim and get rid of. I guess Ivanhood won't actually have any dice left in the field. But he will still get the claim. And I guess he'll remove the force jump die. Sure. No extra shield for you today. Press Fire comes out, and we go into the next round with Ivanhood just praying for all the mitigation in the world. We are not even halfway through the deck. I remember what was on top. No, why would I don't know. I'll probably take it back. You don't know what's up in that. All things equal, take the hand. In my opinion. Hand is at least slightly curated between rounds. If you can't remember like how the hand situation was previously. I guess he saved one card by just claiming. With unyielding in hand, that makes sense. Don't care if he gets the extra shield off of the jump. I swear to God, if Vika takes a upgrade, like if he throws away the deflect and like picks up an upgrade for binds, I'll think about cry. I would just cry. Because then I would definitely provably be wrong about binds all. And that is one dead Leia. I mean, you beguile, right? Or you hit and run and then beguile. If you can hit and run for 4, like sure. But I think you probably still just beguile. You beguile, you hit and run, you beguile. Thousand rolls out, swaps another a die back to melee, threatens lethal one at least one way, and then you have your force solution. Well, you can't play the force. Okay, for the suppressive fire. That's an uncommonly good roll for Vika. Would have been pretty amusing to me if that ancient had landed on the one side. Building. Swap over the Dooku die. Natural 2 discard, but no command 3. Cards either way. Going for the deck. Your hand's trash. You're not allowed. I don't want to deal with that unyielding force illusion. And probably the deciding factor there. Makes sense. You could see power of the force for 3 focus. Good. But not with that force jump there, blocking off that melee. Or that modifier. No point. Might as well play add odds on that Yoda die. The Yoda discard. But this will mean he loses. Well, he might not lose. Yeah, with a focus shot, he won't lose battlefield. Wouldn't make sense. My count is right. That's 13 cards still, or 11. 11 cards still to choose. Now 10. And you just claim. I think you just claim here, Riff Alley. You're not going to get to. You don't want to throw away any of your cards to reroll in your good position. You don't need to. I think you just claim and remove the force jump die. Speed his way into a field if he wants to reroll with that command. I think. Throwing away one card to find one extra damage. What's happening? That's not a great deal. Not a great deal. And this is how you lose battlefield control, Vika. Which actually mattered to you because of force jump. He's going to speed, play the illusion, and then claim. Now, you will lose 4 cards for his trouble. Okay. Yeah. Works out the same. God damn. Like he's getting so much value out of these binds all things. I tell you right now, Vika, you're lucky you rolled so well with Dooku when you did. Else I would be laughing. I would chortle at your expense on these binds all things. You would be 1 or 2 cards short. A trash Yoda roll though. Now you're getting so much damn value out of these fucking things. Really frustrating to watch you succeed with a line of play that I was insulting earlier. This power of the force is going to be hitting hard though. Hitting hard. Especially you play the Fifth Brother's lightsaber on Dooku and just come out the gate. And now any damage side is a 5 damage. Now if he doesn't do it immediately, snap judgment with the first damage side he can find, though he could just lose that power of the force. To a re-rolled set of dice over here. It take minimum 3 actions to get there, but like it does is on at least a little bit of a timer. That is going to be a 5 damage ancient die. That is going to hurt. Like, please don't roll out Talzin. Don't roll out Talzin. Stop it. Oh, take your 5 damage. Oh. Oh. Alright. Here you go. Heirloom becomes a 3. Like, it's going to get real greedy and re-roll that 5th brother. I can sense it. The bottom of my soul. Please just take your 5 damage. Ever world in which you don't just take 5 damage. The alternative is throwing away I thought I was your friend, or I was your friend, or whatever. That's the alternative. Unyielding, weird throwaway there. That's one of those things, if you're going to discard to reroll, unyielding could possibly have allowed him to have lethal with the results of the reroll. I think if anything, I think you throw away you were my friend. Unyielding lets you match up the 2 damage sides. No chance to respond. pretty big blow. And now any resolvable side, of which there is one on its own, off of Fifth Brother's lightsaber, will be lethal after this sequence. No, okay, he'll prevent. Gonna take the other two. I think with that, I think you throw away. You were my friend. Either you're chunking for just a massive, massive amount of damage, which could happen, or like off of Fifth Brother, like you take take two more of those cards away. You have near perfect information. I probably would have. Them's a lot of dice. A lot of good things could have happened with the dice. Especially, if you got him on the ropes to the point where he's overriding a force jump, you're in the clear for the rest of the round at that point. Like maybe that force illusion eats another one of those dice, but any good result on Fifth Brother get weird. Could like take 6+ cards off of that deck if a focus came up. 1,000. Mind Trick has a saving grace, and the 1,000 activation left guaranteed to hit. Yoda really needs to start pulling his weight. And there it is. It's going to take tons of money. So it's going to be hard for Vika to finish it out this round. But he will at least have 2 cards left in hand going into the next round, with a significant portion of these mitigation options in Ivanhood's hand removed. But Ivanhood is running up against time and round here. and it's not possible for Ivanhood to pull 3 off of the deck or out of hand. Go to time here in just a second. So Vika is going to go ahead and take this one down. Not even the mind trick will save him. Uh, I'll let him finish his. Yep. Calls it anyway. All right, there you go. That's the Dooku Towson reliability. Whew. Not the most fun to commentate, but the next match I get to commentate tomorrow. I'll have it up, or it could very well already be up by the time you watch this. I know not everyone stays glued to these up to the minute exploits, tales of woe, but the Leaden versus Eric Wainwright match is looking very much forward to commentating. It's going to be really interesting and a lot of fun. Both players here did play really well. Congratulations to Ivanhood for making it top 8. Sad to see him bow out now, but we will see the adventures of the Mono Blue Odd Squad